tears don't fall fast. I want love that will last. I don't want just a memory. Give me forever. Don't even think about saying goodbye. 'Cause I just want one love to be enough and remain in my heart till I die. So call me romantic, I guess I'd say there's something more that you ought to know. I never leave you, so don't even ask. I want love that will last.
Testing.
I don't want just a memory. Give me forever. Don't even think about saying goodbye. 'Cause I just want one love to be enough and remain in my heart till I die. So there's just a little more than I need. I wanna share all the air that you breathe. I'm not the kind of girl to complicate the past. I want love that lasts forever. I want love that lasts always. I just want love that will last. I want a love that will last. I used to visit all the very gay places, those come what may places, where one relaxes on the axis of the wheel of life, to get the feel of life from jazz and cocktails.
Testing.
Boys I knew had sad and sullen gray faces with disengaged faces that used to be there. You could see where they'd been washed away by too many fully 12 o'clock tales. Then you came along with your silent song to tempt me to madness. I thought for a while that your poignant smile was changed.
Good morning.
The same
Well, that was so nice.
of a great love for me.
Wait for the. There we go. All right. So glad to see everyone. My name is Kathy McNichols, pronouns she, her, and I will be your worship associate this morning. We are delighted that you are with us today. Whether online or here in person, it's great to be with you. No matter how you look or who you love, we are glad you are here. Even if you think your mother is weird or wicked, We appreciate you. We have an abundance of love and compassion here. We are happy to share that with you. This morning, we will be discussing the idea of motherhood from the perspective of several First Peoples in America. I hope you will join in the conversation. As David lights our chalice, please join me in this responsive reading. I will read the leader part, and I invite you to respond as the congregation. We gather today to honor the ones who gave us life and the great circle of care that holds us. We remember our mothers, grandmothers, aunties, and all who have mothered us in body and spirit. Some Indigenous teachers remind us that mothers connect us all to the sacred, that family, Tayospe, is sacred. The earth is sacred, and all of life has meaning in the sacred hoop of interconnection. We give thanks for women and caregivers who are revered as beautiful and powerful, givers of sacred life. The earth is our mother. She nourishes us. We remember that the land is our mother. What happens to the land happens to us. We are all thankful to our mother, the earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk about upon her. To our mother, the earth, we send thanksgiving, love, and respect. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. We accept the call to mother the future, to care for land, water, and sky for the sake of those yet to be born. In this circle of gratitude and responsibility, may we remember all women are sacred, Mother Earth is sacred, all life is woven together in a sacred web. Powerful. Thank you for joining me. As a reminder, you can come to our Joys and Concerns table over here to my right and light a candle or drop a pebble in the bowl as the token of what you are holding in your heart at any time in this service. We have some ladies from our adult choir who are going to come and sing for us our opening song, Lineage. So I invite you to open your heart as you listen. Thanks again for coming.
My grandmothers were strong. My grandmothers were strong. They followed plows and bent to toil. They moved through fields, sowing seeds. My grandmothers were strong. Were strong. My grandmothers were strong. They were full of sturdiness and singing, 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 singing. My grandmothers were strong. of soap and onions and wet clay, with veins rolling roughly over quick hands. They have many clean words to say. They have many clean words to say. My grandmothers were strong. My grandmothers were strong. My grandmothers were strong. Why am I not as they? Oh.
It's time for our sing-along. If you are able, please stand and join us for Blue Boat Home.
I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now. Never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat
And that's all. Right.
All right, Sage, come on down. And wherefore art Jackie? Okay, I guess we're going to move on. All right, we're gathered here today to celebrate the bridging ceremony of Sage Bridge. All right. Come on down, Jackie. Our bridging ceremony celebrates the transaction of our youth from their high school experience into young adulthood. It is a time of tremendous change, as maybe you remember, and stress. It's a time when many of them will leave our particular fellowship to travel to other cities, into higher education, and into careers. The bridging ceremony is a rite of passage that welcomes these bright and energetic people into the rewards and responsibilities of adult life. The bridge over here has two sides. One is childhood and adolescence, where they have become leaders and role models for their younger friends and acquaintances. The other side is a scary and vast frontier of the unknown, full of boundless opportunities and new challenges. We, the adult members of this fellowship, also stand on the other side. We stand on the other side with our arms open, welcome to Sage, welcoming her. Our minds prepared to mentor and learn from them, and our hearts prepared to share life together with them. Jackie?
Our high school graduate this year is Sage Briggs. Sage, it has been our pleasure to watch you grow and mature in this faith community. You began attending the UU in 2017 at a Christmas Eve service and went on to become a vibrant member of the RE classroom and the youth group. You endured COVID during RE Online and cooked many takeout meals for our community dinners. You completed our Coming of Age program, defining your own life credo. You were a cherished actress in our holiday pageants since 2023 and have been a youth member of our Board of Trustees. This video shows some of the highlights of your UU experience.
Ready? Go.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around attendees' vibes. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we cry. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive in this great turning. We shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love.
My life credo so far is mostly about treating other people with kindness and respect. These are the lessons I have learned on and off the volleyball court. Be willing to listen to others. Be adaptable to change. Keep your word. Keep going even when it gets hard. Give more encouragement and less constructive criticism. Apologize when you are wrong and give second chances.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these vibes. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive in this great turning. We shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall
Found togetherness. Our yells have gone silent. We're trying to wake them up. Maybe they're waiting for you.
in this great turning. We shall learn to lead in
We train ourselves to come back to this present moment here and now. We don't live with the past. We don't live with the future. We live with this present moment right here and now.
Sage, we called you forward today to remind you that you are leaving us. We are not leaving you. We expect to be with you wherever your future leads, in the values that you have learned, in the lessons you have integrated into your life. We will be connected with you as Unitarian Universalists wherever you may go. Sage, would you like to say a few words?
Hi, everyone. I have some deeply unexpected news for you. I'm graduating. I know we all thought I'd stay 14 forever, but I'm shocked to say that time has passed. It's time for me to flee the coop.
I could talk for a long time about the UUFF and the people I've met and worked with, spoken with, and even argued with, through with, and how they've influenced me. I've been instructed to make this short, so I won't cut you the full feature-length movie, just the highlights. Let me set the scene for you. In this building, I'm 15, 11, 16, and 9, all at once. Goats are roaming around outside, eating weeds. I'm drawing peaceful protest poster in Crayola marker, messing up the outline of a capital A. It's late at night, and I'm staring up at the budget while eating pie. They're talking about putting a selection of art on the wall, but for now the walls stand bare. I'm fighting with lightsabers in the boardroom, wearing rubber rain boots due to the downpour outside, thumping on the roof. When I walk through this building, I can almost see the long red hair of younger me whip around the corners, running off to the next thing ahead. Well, I suppose in that way I've stayed the same. I'm running off to AP exams this week, to NASA Langley over the summer, and to the University of Tennessee this coming I'll remember everyone here very fondly. Susan and Kit and everyone else on the Board of Trustees, I've really enjoyed serving with you as your youth representative. I won't miss the budget meetings though. Reverend David, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and ideas with both me and everybody else here. Everyone who's come and made youth group possible, I've had so much fun yelling about fictional characters with you. Mom, thank you for making me come to the UU. Most importantly, thank you to all of you for working to make this place something better every single year. And thank you for listening to me.
It's our custom in Unitarian Universalism to welcome our babies and children into our congregation with a child dedication ceremony. And during this time, we give those infants and children a rosebud that is tightly closed, and we remove the thorns from the flower stem. That bud symbolizes a life just starting to unfold and reveal itself. In that closed bud is the hope and love we have for each individual child. Removing the thorns is our way of saying we want to help children begin their lives with as many dangers and obstacles removed as possible. Sage, you have reached the other side of childhood, and it's fitting to use the rose again to remind you of the threshold you're about to cross. You will notice this rose is not so tightly bound, but more fully opened. Glorious flower, just as your life has started to reveal the awesome young adult you are becoming. You will also notice that the stem is not stripped of thorns. All of us gathered here know that we can no longer protect you from all of the dangers and obstacles of life.
With this rose, we add gardening gloves. Though adult life is occasionally painful, we urge you to engage in it fully, and while we may not be able to protect you in the future, these gardening gloves represent the tools you have to protect yourself. This chalice is a reminder of the tools of our Unitarian Universalist faith. From your time as a UU, your parents and your teachers and ministers and fellow congregants have strived to give you these tools, values and ethics by which to measure this value and worth of life. Decision-making skills and the use of reason even in matters of the spirit, a heritage of right, conscious, and the need to act on what conscience demands, a religious community in which to test and redefine dreams and visions, an attitude of acceptance that embraces diversity with an open heart.
She has it.
Okay.
Yes.
Jumping the gun. Your teachers in religious education, your parents, and the members of this congregation will always be here for you, even as you cross this bridge into adulthood. All of us will remain dedicated to encouraging, supporting, and cheering you on. As you grow through new challenges, meet new people, travel to new places, we hope that you will bring the life and enthusiasm you have shared with us here to another UU community. Of course, wherever your path may lead, you are always welcome here.
All right. Sage, if you will move over to the bench or the bridge, if you want to set those things down, that would be fine. Whatever you like. All right, so we got a couple other helpers that are going to come at this time. All right. Sage, wherever your journey takes you, this will always be the congregation of your high school years. You will always have a place in our hearts. So now we are going to ask you to cross the bridge. All right. All right, and now we have a litany to read together, the group up here. So we all join together. Today, we honor the youth among us, you who are stepping beyond and away and toward. Today, we share in your journey and encourage your discovery.
Today, we welcome your energy and offer you a safe place to grow. Today, we celebrate your hopes and dreams. Come, live, breathe, thrive, and rejoice. Your time is now.
Today, we applaud you for all you have been, for all you are now, for all you will be.
Today marks an ending, so that I may begin again to hope and do and learn and be.
Today, you cross this bridge. Go now and explore with wonder. We will support and nurture you. You are the future.
Today, you cross this bridge. Go now and make choices that make you happy. We will support and nurture you. You are amazing.
Today, you cross this bridge. Be patient and hopeful. We will support and nurture you. You are an inspiration.
Today, I cross this bridge and join in fellowship. Let me grow, but don't let me go.
Together, we share a special place. Together, we learn. Together, we love. Together, we grow. All right, we're going to ask Sage to come up here, and some of the members of the choir are going to join us to sing together Fire of Commitment. We invite you to stand as well and sing with us.
From the light of days remembered, birds a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion need to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame
school-aged? Sorry? We're studying Taoism, like I said. Has its roots in Baha'i, but you know, it's good. No, absolutely the opposite. Okay, so you're welcome to go at this time. All right. There is a simple truth at the heart of almost every spiritual tradition. None of us got here by ourselves. Someone carried us, fed us, worried over us, and watched through long nights to keep us alive. On Mother's Day, we pause to honor those people: mothers, grandmothers, aunties, foster parents, adoptive parents, and all the ones who have mothered us, regardless of gender or biology. Today, I want to explore that honoring through conversation with some themes from Native American traditions. And I want to do that in a way that is both honest and humble. Being Native American doesn't name a single culture, but hundreds of distinct peoples with different languages, ceremonies, and family structures. We cannot and should not pretend that there is one Native view of mothers. So this is not a sermon about Native Americans, as if I were an expert or a spokesperson. It's a reflection that tries to listen for echoes of reverence for mothers, for grandmothers, for Mother Earth herself, and for the web of kinship that holds all of us. If you look at a map of North America before colonialization, you don't see just empty land. You see a dense tapestry of nations: Haudenosaunee, Cherokee, Lakota, Dinah-Nova, Wampanoag, Apache, Ojibwe, and many more, each with its own ways of honoring families and life givers. Some nations organize themselves in matrilineal clans, where inheritance and belonging pass through the mother's line. In some places, a child's clan or the line of the grandmother shaped identity, responsibility, and even political authority. In other communities, roles were different, but there was still a profound sense that mothers and grandmothers were at the center of communal life, not just private, domestic life. Now, today, we live in a world shaped by very different assumptions. We're taught to see the family as nuclear and isolated. Motherhood's a private struggle, and caregiving is not as valuable as paid work. Looking toward many Native perspectives can remind us that another way is possible, one in which mothers are understood as part of a living web of kin, community, and land. But let's be careful. The temptation for preachers to reach for a poetic story. The Native Americans believed X about their mothers, as if everyone did the same thing. But instead, we can say, across many Native cultures, there run some recurring themes: respect for elders, communal child-rearing, and a deep sense of gratitude toward the earth as the ultimate life giver. These themes can speak to us without claiming to speak for anyone else. Now, I invited Rebecca Adamson to come up and share what it was like growing up in a Cherokee home, but due to health concerns, she was not able. So she wrote out a little couple paragraphs for us. So I'm going to ask my Rebecca to come and read that for me and for her.
Growing up, my formative years were pretty much dedicated to testing every boundary I encountered, or following my curiosity without hesitation. This included wondering what would happen if I put my tongue on the metal crossbar of our old flexible flyer as we rode down the hill, and before we even hit the bottom, my tongue was frozen to the sled. I credit my brother with saving my tongue as he carried the sled tightly stuck in place all the way home where we could melt the ice, freeing me and the sled for another adventure. And high school was a time to extend boundaries. And junior high at my junior year, I convinced a girlfriend to see how far we could hitchhike in one day. We got to New York City and had to call our parents for the money to return home. Mom's response to this behavior was to sit me down and say, "Rebecca Lee, if you don't change direction, you're going to end up where you're headed." She didn't punish me, berate, or discipline me, she required me to examine my behavior, how it affected others, and the consequences. Admittedly, this used to drive me crazy, especially as a teenager, but I came to realize a profound traditional parenting practice that Mom had adapted to the largely Midwestern Ohio world we lived in. She was requiring me to think for myself, to be responsible for my actions, and considered beyond myself. Mom was following a Cherokee tradition that held that learning was a process of self-discovery. Knowledge was passed on not by outside authorities, but found within ourselves and relationships with the world. Cherokees believe that each child is a gift from the Creator, not owned by the parents, but instead to be tended, nurtured, loved with reverence, much like Mother Nature.
In many indigenous communities, mothering is not a job that one isolated woman performs alone. Grandmothers, aunties, other siblings, and community members all share in raising the children. A child may talk about mothers in the plural because multiple women, and often multiple genders, play a nurturing, protective role. Imagine what that does to the soul of a child, to grow up feeling like many adults are responsible for them and that they belong to many hearts. Imagine what it does for mothers to know that they are not alone, that others share the load of teaching, feeding, comforting, and correcting. Our dominant culture, by contrast, often tells mothers, you must do everything. You must be endlessly patient, endlessly productive, endlessly self-sacrificing, and you must do it alone. No wonder so many parents feel exhausted or ashamed that they can't live up to this impossible ideal. A Unitarian Universalist lens says the inherent worth and dignity of every person applies to mothers too. Mothers are not saints or machines. They are human beings with limits and gifts and needs. And our guiding value, the interdependent web of all existence, says that none of us is meant to carry life alone. When we listen to native patterns of extended family and communal parenting, we can ask ourselves, how might we as a congregation help one another mother our children? How might we become a community where every child has many adults that know their name, that care about their joys and struggles, and show up for them? Another recurring theme in many Native American traditions is reverence for Earth as a mother. The land is not a backdrop or a possession. It's a living presence that feeds, shelters, and shapes people. Water is not just a resource, it's a relative. Mountains, rivers, and animals are understood as kin, not objects. To call the earth mother in this way is not just a poetic metaphor. It's a claim about relationship and responsibility. If the land is your mother, then you're not going to casually poison her rivers, tear open her body, or treat her as disposable. In our Unitarian Universalist language, we speak of the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are a part. This is another way of saying that Earth is not out there, separate from us. We are part of Earth's body. We belong to the same living system that gave birth to us. On Mother's Day, we often call to mind the body that carried us, the stretch marks, the scars, the weariness, the strength. But today, I invite us also to notice the body of Mother Earth, the rivers that are drying, the forests that are burning, the species that are vanishing. Like many Native voices have said for generations, climate crisis is not a technical problem. It's a spiritual crisis, a broken relationship with the one who has always fed us and held us. If we truly saw Earth as mother, what would we do differently? How would we vote? How would we spend our money? How would we design our neighborhoods, teach our children? What would we stop doing because it harms her? What will we begin doing because it heals her? Now, it's in this point of the sermon, there's a risk. We can hear just enough about Native traditions to feel inspired and then use those traditions as decoration for our own spiritual lives. We might borrow songs, stories, or rituals without relationship, without permission or accountability. The UU approach and a basic ethical approach is different. Instead of talking, we UUs need to listen. Instead of cherry-picking interesting bits, we ask, who is it that's speaking to us? Who benefits? Are we uplifting indigenous voices or substituting our own? So as a mostly non-native congregation, how might we honor the wisdom of native peoples about mothers and Mother Earth without pretending that it's ours? Well, we might learn whose land we are on and speak those names with respect. We could read and quote indigenous authors, explicitly naming them rather than repeating a vague, native wisdom says. We can support local native organizations, environmental justice efforts, and movements for land and water protection. We can ask, what would it mean to be good relatives to indigenous neighbors and to the land itself? And in this way, we weave together two strands, the UU commitment to justice and our desire to honor the ones who give us life. Now, some of us adored our mothers and miss them deeply. Some of us carry wounds from our mothers. Some are grieving a child or longing for a child they never had. Some are in the thick of parenting and are simply tired. The native themes we've touched, communal mothering, reverence for elders, and respect for Mother Earth, can help us hold all of this together. If your mother could not be everything you needed, perhaps there were other mothers in your life, a teacher, a neighbor, a coach, a grandparent. If you're a mother struggling to live up to the impossible standard, perhaps you can let this community be your extended family. If your relationship with your mother is painful or estranged, perhaps Mother Earth can be a place of grounded, non-judgmental companionship, a place where you are held and welcomed without conditions. As for all of us, there's the invitation to step into mothering as a verb. You may or may not have children. You may or may not identify as a woman, but you can practice mothering wherever you nurture life, wherever you protect the vulnerable and help something to grow. So in that sense, every act of care, every meal cooked, every protest joined, every child listened to, every tree planted is an offering to the great network of mothers who have sustained this planet. So what might we do together as a Unitarian Universalist community to honor mothers in a way that resonates with indigenous themes and with our own values? Well, we might redouble our efforts to support parents and caregivers here in this fellowship. Childcare, respite, spiritual friendship. We can deepen our climate justice work, understanding it is care for Mother Earth and for the generations still to come. We can build relationships with local native communities where we listen more than we speak, we follow their leadership on land and water issues, and we learn their stories with humility. We can teach our children that their family includes not only the people in their house, but also the elders, the congregation, the land, plants, animals all around them. In doing so, we step a little closer to that vision of the interdependent web, a world in which no one carries life alone, and in which every mother, human and more than human, is honored. So I'm going to ask Rebecca to come back up here and take Rebecca's part in this little closing reading. On this Mother's Day, that's mic number 2. On this Mother's Day, we remember
the mothers who carried and raised us in all their beauty and imperfection.
The many mothers who nurtured us, aunties, elders, teachers, neighbors.
The native peoples who have for generations spoken of the earth as mother and have tried to defend her with their bodies and prayers.
The earth herself, whose rivers are our blood and whose breath is our breath. May we listen more deeply. May we live more gently. May we honor the ones who gave us life by protecting the life that is still to come. And may we, in our own UU way, join the great ancient circle of those who mother Thank you. All right. Who has a question or a thought, something they want to share? Got a couple microphones coming around. Okay, we got one over here. I see that hand.
We only have one microphone working, so give me a break.
All right. Be patient.
I didn't really have, my mother wasn't very supportive. I was a young mother, actually, when I finally found a kind of mentor and other kind of mother person who gave me the kind of mothering I needed.
Yeah, good. Who else had another adult in their life that helped mother and nurture them besides their physical mother? Yeah, several. Okay.
Hi there. I recently lost I've always called her my adopted grandmother. Her name is Pat Patterson. She was my UU mentor at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Waynesboro. She died in her sleep the most peaceful way. I had just spoken to her a few days before, but it was her that kept me from self-harm as a teenager, and it was her that took me to my first women's rights march in DC at the age of 16, and it was her that I brought, my son to as soon as he was born. I don't have a relationship with my mom, so Pat was my mother, my grandmother, my friend, and my mentor.
Yeah, it is very real, very powerful. Anybody else like to comment? Okay. Kurt.
Yes, in your sermon, I'm reminded that Buddha said that all living beings were our mother at one point in time.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike. And then Karen down here.
When you were mentioning how could we better honor Native people, growing up where I did amongst a lot of Native tribes, and having had the honor of witnessing many of their religious traditions, their connection to the earth is enviable to me. And I would love to see us reach out to a tribe that would represent who originally inhabited this land and invite them to come and bring a religious ceremony for us to watch. It's one of the most powerful things that I've ever had the blessing to witness. Their use of sage and the four directions and their connection to the land is, if you've never experienced it, I encourage you to seek it out because it's just incredible.
Yeah. Nice. Karen?
Two comments, both very brief. One is that I think, we're watching population declines pretty much worldwide, and there's all kinds of speculation about why, but I think some of it is that women are exhausted because it's not a village setting anymore.
Right.
You have to line up the babysitter. You have to. It's much tougher than it used to be. The other thing, and maybe we would find out from an indigenous speaker, we're aware that there are a lot of reservations, but I get the impression that there is a really high alcoholism problem on the reservations. And presumably the reservations are following a lot of these standards of the whole community is kind of helping raise the kids, but something's missing.
Yeah, Kristen?
Yeah. I won't touch on that because I know some, but anyway. But what I was going to say is we think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And so it starts with basic needs and then goes to self-actualization. He plagiarized that model from the Blackfoot Nation, and they have come out and said, this is never what this was supposed to look like. This is a teepee. So it opens at the top, and you start self-actualized. So they believe that every person is born self-actualized, and it's the responsibility of the community to meet all of their needs in order for that person to reach their potential. And then the teepee opens at the top and continues because the goal is cultural perpetuity. So when you're thinking about Maslow, just keeping that in mind.
Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, over here, all the way to the other side. You're getting your steps in. Yeah.
Darlene Hicks. There are two young ladies, but at the time they were young, that made me a mother when they made the choice to place their children for adoption.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day to them.
Yeah, yeah. How many have lost a mother? Yeah. 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 All right, let's just take a moment and just remember our mothers for just one moment. To all those who gave us life, we give thanks. All right, quick announcements. We have a contemplative service that was it's tonight. What day is today? The 10th. It's tonight. Come tonight at 6 o'clock right here. This is a really nice service of meditation and quiet music, much more laid back. And so if you are interested in that at all, I invite you to come and be a part. We have May 9th, that was last night. Okay, that was really good, by the way. I was here, several of us were here. The amount of energy that Catherine exudes when she's on stage is just incredible to watch. All right, the end of life conversations was supposed to be next week, but we're moving it around because of some conflicts. So it's going to be on Sunday, May the 31st at 2 o'clock, right over here in the boardroom. So I hope you'll be a part of that as well. And we have an upcoming movie night. We're going to be watching the movie Wicked and maybe trying to sing along. I don't know, that's pretty high, but we will try. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And there are door prizes and costume prizes. It's going to be crazy. So I invite you to come. That's on May 29th, so that's a couple of weeks from now. And Susie, the time to get early bird discount is coming to a close. So if you're at all interested in a family camp on the University of Radford campus with a whole bunch of other UUs, this is your thing. If you have young kids, they will absolutely eat it up. And if you're interested in anything outdoors, nature-wise, that's where they specialize. So I encourage you to come and be a part of that. We've got several coming from our congregation this year, so I hope you will join us. All right, Kathy, I think we got time for joys and concerns. Open mic.
And I have one more announcement, sorry.
Yes.
On May 24th, I'll be leading a little workshop. Yes. Sorry for the feedback. A workshop, UU 201, how does our fellowship work? Things like, what does the board do? How do decisions get made? What's the role of committees? So just 30 minutes after the service in the boardroom if you're interested.
Okay, we're going to open mics for joys and concerns. If you have something to share, please stand. We'll bring you the microphone. And please hold it close so we can hear all that you have to say. And keep it brief.
I have a joy and a concern. We will start with the joy in that I finished my MBA this week. to bring it down, I want you guys to keep the Nolans in your hearts. Megan went back into the hospital this week for an infection after she got her drains out from her surgery. She is home today, so that's also a joy. But keep them in your thoughts, and if you haven't helped with the meal train, I believe Marcia has that link, and they would love to have you cook for them.
My mother, who fell a year ago and broke her right hip, fell last Tuesday, and broke her left hip. So, yeah, she's now in the rehab facility and anticipating she'll be walking again because it's hard to stop her from walking. It's her thing.
I was saddened to learn yesterday that a friend from Stafford that some of you know, Lynn McKay, died after learning of a pancreatic cancer diagnosis. I think she learned about that in January. I didn't know she was ill. She passed away on Wednesday. A wonderful lady, had worked at the Library of Congress, retired from there, settled at Celebrate out in Stafford, and was a leader there in the community.
By way of an announcement, sort of, the peony bush in our yard has exploded and provided us with a vase full of peonies that we've put out on the table here across from the snacks, and encourage people to pick up a bloom out of the vase there.
I have a couple joys. Number one, my youngest daughter, Kaylin, completed her internship studies at the Smithsonian Endangered Animal Facility out in Front Royal. And next weekend, she's going to graduate from college, Sweetbriar College, with her degree in biology and chemistry.
Marcia had one.
And I've got a quick request. We're getting ready to put Rose Reef's house on the market, and I could sure use some help in cutting back the bushes.
Hi there, Marcia Wilson with the Pastoral Care Team. If you're not a member of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fredericksburg, members and friends, that is a group that's on Facebook that you can join that gives you updates and things. I just wanted to real quick tell you Jenny McCormick is nothing serious going on, but she just had routine surgery and she's recovering, as well as Rebecca Adamson is home. And I had it in my brain. Here we go. And Jackie touched on Megan, and then I also want to let people know that to send a card to Steve Walk. And then as well, if you want the address for Debbie Scott, she is having a really rough time right now. Her cancer diagnosis is not good, and there's, I don't want to say no hope, but she would tell you there's not much you can do. So please, just keep everybody in your thoughts. It's tough right now.
Just to kind of bring it full circle, it was a big joy for me this morning to watch Sage Bridge. That was lovely.
And in the spirit of Mother's Day, I've been sparse lately because of lots of family change, and my niece has moved here from El Salvador. So I now have a 14-year-old between me and my husband and my and my mother-in-law who works nights. So, and she is an English language learner. So we will see if she ever feels comfortable coming here, maybe in the next few years. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for sharing this morning. Everyone, please join us standing as you are able and saying our closing words spoken by Pope Francis. The earth was entrusted to us in order that it be mother for us, capable of giving to each one what is necessary to live. The earth is generous and holds nothing back from those who safeguard it. The earth, which is mother of all, asks for respect, not violence. Go in peace.
Go in peace. Thank you for coming.
Pope Francis, the old Pope.